and to the masterpiece Cadillac Bugatti of bench racks. This right here is the Fusion Bench. What's up, you guys? James Strickland here. Welcome back to the channel. You know, I apologize, you guys. I have been on a hiatus for a little bit. 2020 was kind of a rough year for a lot of us, and I am not any different. So the last quarter of last year was just really rough. I got some notes here I want to share with you guys exactly where I've been, what's been going on. I got a lot of stuff to share with you guys, but stay tuned. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. New subscribers, man, I've noticed the subscriber count has gone up, even though I'm not posting videos. That's amazing. But I promise you, I have some new content coming for you guys, so definitely subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you are, welcome back to the channel. But without further ado, let's jump right in. I'm gonna give you a quick recap about what's going on in this video. So I've got a groin strain to tell you guys about. Landlord foreclosed on our last house that we were in right in the middle of all this. I had a pec strain, which I thought was a pec tear. Had the showdown meet right after all this is going on. And so I'm just gonna show you guys a video with kind of a recap of some of that stuff, and then I'll come back around and kind of wrap up the video for you guys. But check out this video, you won't believe it.
All right, to start us off on this video, we've got a groin strain. So to give you a little bit of background real quick, this was leading up to the showdown meet, which is going to be at the end of September. Full power. I was definitely wanting to go in there and smash all 3 lifts and PRs. So this was one of my last heavy squat days, working up to about 750 or so. So this is 600 on warm up. So let's watch this. So right there, right here, let's go back just a little bit, on the bottom, right here on my left side, I felt a pop, and you can actually hear it. If you go back and watch that, you'll actually hear it pop. I know there's some background music and some other weights clanging around, but there's an actual pop. So watch how it comes up, and I know something felt off, racked it, and you see me here basically stretching it out. And I thought about it for a minute. I was like, well, and actually, you know, seeing this deadlift setup, there was no more squats for that day. I went over to a training partner of mine. I said, you know, I felt a pop. I'm going to sit out for a few minutes just to see how it feels. I decided to do some body weight squats, and I was going to actually back it down to 315 just to kind of see if that hurt. And then work my way back up, because I really wanted to hit 700 for the day or more, and that just did not happen. I called it. It basically was a very smart thing to do. And so what I actually did is went on to deadlifts. I wasn't supposed to deadlift heavy this week, but I was definitely pissed off that I couldn't get my squat in, so I wanted to salvage my workout. I drove about 45 minutes. I definitely wanted to get my time worth. So I went ahead and worked up to my RPE 9 for deadlift here. I've got 765 on the bar, and now watch how this bad boy moves. I have not touched anything over 725 in a little over 6 months. It just was a good day for me for deadlifts anyways. My groin strain, I wasn't aware how bad it was, and it wasn't horrible, but I'll talk to you a little bit about that here in a second. But set up here, I'm feeling good. 675 before this really moved fast, and I thought, you know what, let's just jump up, add a plate, and see how we feel here. So getting a nice little pump, pulling the slack out of the bar, and third one, just ripped it off the ground there, and I was just really happy with that. Definitely felt like I could have done more. I did not obviously want to not fail any lifts if possible before the meet, but I felt like that would put me very much on schedule to pull in excess of 800. Definitely felt that the groin wasn't really a problem. Later that night, went to dinner with the family, and I got up after about 30 minutes of sitting there, and I barely could walk to the car. I really thought something was seriously wrong, and it's in the groin, so it's really hard to ice it or massage it or heat it because it was really, really deep. So I basically just sat out. The very next week, what I basically did was, if started feeling a little better, I'm gonna work up and see how warm-ups feel. So here we are, the next week. This is basically the same weight that I had on it. You'll notice how I'm very, very tight here. It's in my head. I don't feel anything. Warm-ups felt good up to this point. You can tell that I basically will go a little narrower on stance, and very, very timid on the way down, not quite to depth. And you can see I basically favored my right side there. On this side I leaned because I had the groin strain over here pretty deep. It was really, really far up inside my leg. So it was definitely in a very peculiar spot. But this was as heavy as I worked up to on the next week, knowing that I was going to need more than just a week rest. I started kind of really getting down on myself about squats. I was like, I don't know. We only got literally 2 more weeks before the meet. I should have hit my heaviest squat on this particular day, and here I am only hitting 600. It really started to concern me. So mentally, I went into a different zone. Instead of it being full power, I thought, well, if my squat is okay, then I can salvage at least a decent total. It won't be a PR total because I needed to squat like 800. But what if we could go bench deadlift, basically a push-pull, and go something crazy on deadlift and really, really pull out all the stops, because I'll have energy for bench by not doing a super heavy squat at the meet, and then I'll obviously have a good deadlift. So on this particular day, deadlifts were supposed to be heavy, and opted after I pulled, I believe I was 715 before this lift. This is 805 pounds on the bar. That's 405 plus 2 100-pound plates on each side, bringing the total to about 805, 806 with the collars. And, I really, really had this lift in my head. You see, obviously, some people over here watching, so that was nice to have a little bit of an audience. But I have never attempted 800 without straps. I've got a little bit of a deadlift with straps last year, and it was pretty good, but got it all the way up here, and right about here I lost my grip, and I felt like my lats were really little too engaged, and actually started to pull. I felt my pecs pull a little bit because it got a little bit out in front of me, but I let it go. That's not an official lift, obviously, and it wasn't a clean gym lift in my book, but it was really, really nice to feel 805 in my hands, being a couple weeks out from the meet. So I was absolutely stoked that I would be able to go 830, maybe 850 on a really, really good day at the meet. So the plan was to go close to about 680 or so on bench, and then go 830, 840. If it was a really good day, maybe 850 on deadlift. But we'll see what happens here. So this is the 18th of September. So this is about 4 days. Sorry. This was just a few days later. This was the next week. But this is at my home gym, and I've got 631 pounds on the bar here. I was actually doing an Instagram live for this. I was home alone, so that was kind of interesting. I had the music going and everything, but let's see how the 631 looked. Very good pause, great finish. Pause at the top, racked it. Very, very excited about that. So here we go. We're going to go 656. Now, real quick, that is going to be a 6-pound PR with a no spot self lift off, which is, I want to say, one of the heaviest lifts of all time, even attempted with a self lift off, because that definitely takes a lot of energy. But this lift the 631 really solidified me for having some energy at the meet and having strength to go what I needed to go. But 656 here, being self lift off With a lift off at the meet, I think I would have definitely had about 20-ish more pounds, which would have put me right around 676, 680. And in a full meet, that's unbelievable. I think that would be definitely an all-time world record, which is what the plan was. 650 in a full meet would have been an all-time world record in my weight class. And I'm weighing about 285 on this particular day. But let's watch this 656 and see how this moves. Solid. Basically going through commands in my head. And right here, I felt something in my left pec. And let's just show you. Right here, you can look at my face, and I'm actually contemplating what was that I felt. It pulled. It didn't pop or anything crazy, but I felt it pull, and I never feel that, ever. I've never felt that in any of my bench days since I've been lifting. Now, if you look right here, the bar is actually straight across my chest. It is perfectly parallel with the bench. But if you look at the bench here, or at least it feels like it is, it's down on this side, on the right side, just a little bit, and it's up over here. Now, I'll tell you kind of about that here in a little bit, but this is actually due to the fact that my gym floor is at a slope, which is code in most U.S. homes that the garage has to have a slope to it. So if your car leaks or water gets in here, it runs out and down to the garage door and out the garage and doesn't pool in your garage. Well, I knew this I knew a little bit about the slope, but I didn't know exactly how much, and it hadn't affected lifts before this. At least I didn't think it did. But on this particular day, and this is hindsight, that definitely affected that lift, and I wasn't sure exactly what happened, but this brings me to another point. I let that go on safety pins here. I am completely alone. My garage door is closed. I had nobody to come help me if I didn't have safety arms. So let this be a lesson to everybody out there. I don't care what strength level you're at. Lift with safety bars if you can. Get in a squat rack and lift with those bars. Spotters are great, but nobody can catch that kind of weight falling all the time. There's always accidents. But with these, there's no accidents. This saved my butt big time because I would not have been able to bail left or right because I had messed up pec, obviously. I couldn't bail on my stomach because that would have basically killed me. And I can't bail above my neck because that obviously would kill me. So there was absolutely no surviving this situation. So lift with your safeties on. Please be safe. I bailed on that, got out from underneath it, no big deal. Now, I gave it a few days, and this is what I found. This right here, I've had a couple of them, not on my pecs, but I've had them on my lats, and I've always thought they were tears. Of course, I never had an MRI for anything because it normally healed up pretty quick. This one right here, because it's in the pec, because I have a meet coming up, and it was definitely sore. And what I ended up doing was this was at a couple days after, but I was massaging it the night after that bench. And I was hitting it with a massage gun pretty hard. And it felt good, but then at some point I was kind of getting it, I think I was irritating it. So I actually opted to go get an MRI, and it took a few days, obviously, to get it done. I had it rushed, but even that, I actually didn't even get the MRI results until the Friday night before Saturday at the showdown meet. So obviously I was going into the meet thinking I have a torn pec. I am not going to be able to bench. It's not going to matter if I could bench 405 or 500. It's not worth a token lift. If I can't get 650 plus, it's not going to matter. I'm not even going to do it. So squat was out because squat was bothering me. I couldn't get anything heavier than 600 on squat without it bothering my groin. My bench was now out because I had what I thought was a torn pec. So now I'm thinking this is going to be a deadlift meet. We're going to go all in on deadlift. So I was trying to make the best of a bad situation. 2020 obviously was just not a year for a lot of people. The end of it was just not a year for me. But I'm going to show you guys right here. I have the floor. Now you can see here, it's about 1.5 inches or so or well, actually the bench, so you can't really tell, but it basically slopes. And there is about a 5-inch gap over here, and on this side, it's about 2 inches. So it went down about 3 inches. So the bench is essentially leaning about 2.5 inches lower on this side than it is on this side. It just doesn't feel that way when you're laying down. So that put a lot of stress on my pec. I think, and actually with hindsight, it actually was not torn, and you can see my footprint there. But before I show you the showdown meet here, basically a real quick recap of the results of the MRI. Went up to the showdown meet in Kansas City and flew up there like on the 25th and weighed in and everything, pretty much knowing that squat and bench are going to be out because I hadn't got my MRI results. I was not going to take a chance on tearing a pec or making it worse. And so I just said, you know what, it's over. I'm just going to come in and do deadlift and just, hang out, cheer some other guys on, and just have fun with it and roll with the punches. So I got the results for the MRI, got a call and a text, and then an email as well on the way back from dinner on Friday night before the showdown meet the very next day. And the MRI results came back clear. No tears, no major injuries, no organ failure, no anything crazy, from the MRI, from what they could tell. And of course, I didn't believe them. I said, well, what's the bruising for? And they said, well, you did say that you were massaging it. And so what you probably did is broke a bunch of blood vessels in there because you probably did strain it, but you didn't tear it. And so by massaging it, you basically busted a lot of blood vessels, and that's where the bruising is coming from. It's not torn. And so I knew that my pecs, up to that point, they weren't hurting, or it wasn't hurting the one. And I basically started kind of doing arm circles and bands, and then I started getting kind of a crazy idea. So, all of a sudden, mentally, I started kind of checking back in, and I thought, what if I could actually pull something out of my butt here and actually do really good at the meet? I knew squats were pretty much not going to be in, but I was thinking it would be possible to token squat and then kind of maybe do a somewhat of just see what happens on bench. If it was possible that I would actually be able to bench over 600, then I could maybe even pull in a PR total of 2,200 or more with an 800 pull or 800 plus pull. So I went into warm-ups the next morning, and I actually kind of had this crazy idea to go as heavy as I could on squat and just see what happens, even if it was 600. So I warmed up, and I got up to about 600 or so on squat, and I thought, this felt pretty good. I'm gonna do my first attempt. It was like 550 or something. Of course, with all these big squatters here, it was really ridiculously low looking. I went out there, squatted it, buried it, came up, no big deal. I jumped to 670 or 650 or so, I want to say, on the next attempt, and I actually got called on depth because I was a little nervous, obviously, going down with anything over 600. And so the side judge called me on depth, and actually two of them. So I got red lighted, did not count, but I knew that the weight felt really easy, and I was now confident that I could at least go 700. So here we go. This is my 700-pound squat of the showdown meet. This is my third attempt. So I got my first attempt at 555. Second attempt at 650 or so was red lighted, and so I jumped up to 700, almost as kind of a way, because I paused it. If you go back and look at my recap videos on Instagram, you'll see kind of how it was. And this was more like a, hey, I'll show you, side judge. Let me show you what I can actually do. I'll go up 50 pounds of weight, and I'm going to bury this squat. And so here's the 700 squat. Boom. And came up and felt really, really, really happy about that. Basically, this solidified in my mind that as long as bench felt okay, and this is the tough call because I'm using energy doing a squat, I know that it's going to affect my bench. It's also going to affect my deadlift. So I am kind of playing some different gambles here, being smart. But so I went into this squat knowing that I'm going to have to start warming up with bench. I had not gone over 225 in a couple of weeks just because I was scared to. So I'm going to show you guys what the warm-up room looks like with bench. So this was about 475 or so, 485, and that actually flew, felt really good. I'm going super, super close grip here because I want to protect the pec. Opted to go up to, want to say this is like 560-ish and some change. I think because of collars it would be like 570, but I think it's 560-ish. And I figured if I could hit this, that I would go out and hit at least 600 on the platform and kind of go up from there. But I wanted spotters to stay very, very close and just in case something happens. And if everything was going well, then I would go out there and bench. If it didn't feel well, I'd shut it down, and I had the bar ready for me as a first attempt on the platform. So here is my last bench warm up, and right here, I felt my pec give just a little bit, and it was just enough for me to call it and say, grab it. Here we go. This is my official one and only bench attempt at the meet. It's the bar plus collars, so it's like right at 55 pounds. And believe it or not, I was actually pretty nervous to do this, even though I'd just done 500. But there it is. There's my official bench of the meet. No ego here. Live to fight another day. But I did start warming up with deadlift, and I felt like that last bench attempt and warm up definitely irritated the pec. I did pull 722 as an opener. Very, very fast. Felt very, very good. Wanted to go 805 on a second attempt and then see what we could do on a third. I'm not gonna lie, this was definitely in my head. This is 805 pounds, first time ever attempting it in a meet officially. And so here we go. We'll see how everything feels with it. Getting set up, definitely wanting to sit back, not let this get into my pecs at all. And here we go, and right here, I felt it in my pec, and I said, it's just not worth it.
All right, you guys. So I tried to put it in as quick of words as I could possibly put just to have you guys kind of know what was going on. If you don't already, definitely check me out on Instagram. I put my daily recaps, anything that's going on in my life, what I'm eating. If you're not over there, get over there. Follow me on Instagram at Swimhack. But so just to kind of recap, I had the groin strain, landlord foreclosed on us, the pec strain, which I thought was a tear, and then the showdown meet. So the showdown meet I was not real satisfied with, you guys saw, but live to fight another day. If you guys have followed me for any length of time, you know that I want to train smart. I'm always going to make smart decisions because I want to be in this sport for a long time. I have some goals that I have to achieve. Obviously, you guys follow me on the road to 700 pounds, still on it, still going for it strong. In fact, I'll tell you about that here in a little bit. But I'm also on the road to 2,300 plus on a full power raw sleeve total. So that's something I'm thinking about. So that's why you guys see me doing a lot of squats and deadlifts, because I want to build a big total as well. But so I touched on it a little bit earlier. I talked about my landlord foreclosing on us. I'm gonna give you a little background on that. So not to get super, super personal and teary-eyed, whatever. I don't want you guys feeling sorry for me, because I know some of you guys are going through some crap, a lot worse than I am, but you guys follow me to know what I'm doing and kind of what's going on in my life, so I'm gonna share it with you guys because I'm not ashamed. So back early in the year, my wife and I, we've been renting. We have 3 kids. We've been renting for 16 years, or more than that. We've been 19 years. Ever since we moved out, we've been renting. And we've had a couple chances to buy houses. We just didn't do it because our credit wasn't really high, or they wanted too much money. It was a scary situation, and we just never did it. This year we decided, you know what, we are gonna buckle down, we're gonna fix our credit, we're actually gonna work on this, we're gonna save some money, we're gonna get a house that can be our own so that our kids can grow up in the same house and not have a fear, because we've had other landlords foreclose on us in the past, and then we had to move out really, really fast, and it sucks. But so this time we're gonna take our life into our own hands, and we basically started working on it, and then COVID hit. Oh, God, the dreaded word. In fact, hopefully YouTube doesn't ban this just because I said that. Come on now. But anyways, the world shut down, banks shut down. I could not find a loan to save my life. So we just continued renting, I continued training, and we just went on about our lives. Well, my wife was actually out of town. I got a letter in the mail. It said that our landlord was getting foreclosed on. This was right around, let's see, I got a date here. It was September 14th, just a few days before the showdown meet. So give me a break, man. I'm literally going through, I got a groin strain. I had a pec strain on the 18th. So 4 days later, I found out I got the pec strain, which is weird, but I have all this stuff hit me at the same time. But that didn't stop me. I kept doing, kept my mind right. Obviously, I didn't achieve the goals that I wanted to, but I knew that we needed to find a solid place to live, because I can't get kicked out of my house because the landlord doesn't want to pay his freaking bills. Whatever. So I wish him the best, but we had to move on. So we started looking for a house. We started looking for loans. We started looking for, ways to save some money and put some money, get a house that we could actually have. And it was a long, long deal. Now, I've known people that have it a lot longer, but we went from September, October-ish until December, and we finally were able to get our own home. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. But in the middle of all that, I realized, you know what? I got to get you guys some information, some content, something. And I couldn't really film as much as I would like to because I didn't have a studio. I was really unsure because we were starting to move. We had boxes everywhere, so I didn't have a place to really put together a recap video for you guys. And I wasn't training. I took 15 weeks off after the showdown meet for a couple of reasons. One, I was basically injured and I didn't want to push anything. I wanted to take some time off. The plan was to do the showdown meet. And actually, I was planning on doing Pro Raw, but that got canceled. So after the showdown meet, regardless of what happened, I was going to take until the end of the year off anyways, because I wanted to have Thanksgiving with the family, Christmas. I didn't want to have any meets going on or any training days, and just to let my body rest, just to be smart about things. So regardless of what happened at the showdown meet, I was going to take some time off and just rest up. It actually worked out perfect because it gave me the mental energy to be able to focus on getting a house, getting some new stuff set up, and just getting my mind around other stuff and having that balance in my life like I talk about with you guys all the time. So basically, to fast forward a little bit, in the middle of all that, I wanted to launch my new 3.0 programs on my website, benchonly.com. In fact, if you guys have made it this far in the video, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an incentive. If you wanna comment down below, I'm gonna pick a random comment and give you an 8-week program of your choice. Any of my 8-week programs valued at $20, I will send it to you in the mail as soon as I pick a winner. I'll probably pick a winner just before my next recap comes out, so maybe I can announce you guys and call you out, shout you out. But definitely leave a comment. Let me know how you like this video, some changes you want to see, any kind of suggestions that you have for me. I would love to hear about it. Also going to have a Q&A section going forward. So I'm going to pick some questions, probably one or two from the comments. So if you guys want to just go ahead and leave a question that I can answer on live with, or actually not live, it'll be recorded, but on YouTube, I'll actually answer your question so that you have an answer straight from me, and you'll be in for a chance to win an 8-week program that you can use anytime. You don't have to use it now. So if you're on one of my programs right now, as soon as that program ends, let me know and I will credit that and I will give you another 8-week program. So, or you can gift it to somebody if you want. That's fine, but you only get one. So one comment, and definitely I will put you in the running to win an 8-week bench program, full power program, your choice, but 8 weeks. So that was about 12/1. So December 1st, I launched my program, and we closed on a brand new, beautiful home on like the 8th of December. So naturally, very busy moving, getting new utilities set up, setting up a new gym, which that'll come here in a second. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you already know, and you got a little sneak peek. So if you're not on Instagram, get over there. You'll have sneak peeks on a lot of cool stuff. And I use YouTube to basically give you a little more detail. That's what I use YouTube for. But we had to set up a bunch of stuff. We had to install a bunch of stuff. I had to do a bunch of work. So literally I'm running around like crazy, setting up my workshop, setting up my gym, doing new stuff. We set up some stuff in the bedrooms. I had to build all the furniture that we took apart. So just kind of crazy. And it worked out perfect that I wasn't actually working out because I had time and energy somewhat to be able to do all this stuff. But that actually helps out quite a bit because I'm actually still resting from lifting and I'm not banging my body up. So that way when I start a new training cycle, which is now, this week, first week for a new training cycle, and I am looking at a huge bright future. I'm fresh, no injuries, feeling great, no strains, nothing bothering me. The only thing that's really messing with me is that my time was a little bit constrained, but now that the first of the year has come around, it's opened up quite a bit. I've basically just ready to move forward and get on with my training. So, but that's it. The one thing I've been saving for you guys is I have got a new home gym. So you guys saw the gym at the last house, and it was a great gym set up, still Ghost equipment everywhere. Ghost, my sponsor, shout out to those guys. But I obviously had to move, so I did get a house with a larger garage so that I could set up a new studio, which I'm in right now, obviously. It looks really good. Thank you guys. Took a lot of the Massonomics banners and Skull Smash and Life's Balance, just setting up you guys and just giving you guys something cool to look at other than me. But basically, I had to build out a platform, and I had to do, and I'm gonna make a video for that to show you guys all the details of how I did the gym, but I'm gonna save that for next time so you guys don't have to watch me for 3 hours. But part of the lift that I showed you guys, that I strained my pec, it was because of an uneven gym floor, and that is fixed now. That is not gonna be a problem from now on. I learned, didn't know about it, I was ignorant, but here I am. And if you guys want help on how to kind of set your stuff up like that, just let me know. I'd love to help you out. But so I got the new home gym. Let's watch a video real quick. I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour. Check it out. All right, you guys. So like I said, I'm gonna show you my new home gym. This is actually called Swimhack's Deep In 2.0. Thanks to a viewer on YouTube. I really appreciate suggesting the new name. I like it since I'm a swimmer. But without further ado, let's go right in and check it out. So first, the biggest piece here is the Ghost Strong squat rack. This guy right here has been with me for about a year now. I have been able to obviously bench inside of it. I can deadlift inside of it for rack pulls, anything you can do in a regular squat rack. Ghost Strong has sent me all this wonderful equipment. So shout out to Ghost Strong as my sponsor. They have really gone above and beyond to furnish my new gym. So basically I've got some attachments here. I've got the infamous weighted dip bar, and I call it weighted dip bar because most of the time I'm doing weighted dips. But this guy right here is literally bulletproof. I added a couple features here just for comfort. I like to, I chalk up for everything, but I really don't want to slip, so I put some skateboard tape on that. I've actually got a video on YouTube, check it out, on how I did this. But the attachment itself doesn't need anything. I just wanted to customize it a little bit. I like the color. So obviously I got the Pioneer Swimhack bench only, yeah, right belt. This guy right here is seeing some heavy weight and it's going to continue to see heavy weight. So shout out to Pioneer. And actually Pioneer also sent me this wonderful dip belt here so I can hang on to some serious weight. But that, I really do appreciate Pioneer taking care of me for that. So if you look around, obviously you got a lot of Massonomics gear. Massonomics is a good sponsor of mine. They take care of me, really good guys. Check them out. I'll put a link down below for everybody that I'm mentioning here in the video. But Skull Smash, shout out to Steve at Skull Smash. He has taken care of me from day one, and he's a veteran-owned company. Greatest ammonia I've ever used. Love the stuff. In fact, I'll go over here and show you all the ammonia that I have. 420, got the Skull Smash original here, and a double barrel if you really get serious. That is not for the faint of heart. But wonderful weight tree here, also from Go Strong, chalk bowl, and I've got 4 bar holders here. So what more could you ask for? All these bands, Westside Barbell took care of me. The full set of bands for all of my band needs. You guys have watched me train with bands. They do a lot for your sticking points. But obviously the weights here, kilo plates, got about 700 or so pounds in the reds. I've got a total of about 900 pounds to work with, which is plenty for me because I'm not over 900 for anything yet. And to the masterpiece Cadillac Bugatti of bench racks. This right here is the Fusion bench. It is obviously, it's a flat bench. It converts. Now let me see if I can do this because this thing is not light. I have moved this thing a few times. You can basically pull this out and move it up. And it's not quite in position, but it gives you an incline. You can put this down here and you basically have a nice little seat. I'm not gonna do that because I just did bench today and I'm super sore. Anyways, seat for the incline. All the arms raise up, safety bars. You can't bench without safety bars. I don't care. And in fact, I'm gonna show you guys a video later. Right here on this very bench, saved my butt. Life's Balance CBD, take care of your inflammation, makes you sleep better, takes care of your well-being. Let's see, what else, who we got here? Is that everybody? I make sure I mention all the Texas Power Bars. All the bars that I use are Texas Power Bars. 2 squat bars, 2 deadlift bars, and 2 power bars that I use for bench. But I think that just about covers it. Obviously, you guys, if y'all haven't already heard, Ghost has got some new wraps. These are the Crusher wraps. I think these are the level 3. And then I've got the Reaper wraps. These are the Reaper Maxes. Reaper Max, and I'll do a video on these. I just want to give you a little quick glance over with everything. These are really, really stiff. These are going to be what I use for competition. So these are definitely ones that I will train with a little bit, but I like comfort when I'm training, so I train with those softer ones. Call me a softie. Anyways, the stiff ones are great for super, super heavy. When I get over 600 in training, that's what we'll be using. But I think that's just about it. I'm going to show you guys the floor here. I know it sounds like it's kind of silly, but I had to do a lot, and there's gonna be a whole video on this, and I will explain why. But this is my private decking for my gym. It is stiff, it's sturdy for deadlifts. I can deadlift anywhere in here, but it's gonna be more customized. We just got a new home, so if you didn't already know, I'm letting you guys know, and we'll explain that here in a little bit. But welcome to the new Deep End 2.0. All right, you guys, I really hope you liked the gym. I really hope you liked the video. If you did, please show me by hitting that thumbs up button, like it. If you love the video series, hit subscribe. Come on now, subscribe to the channel. I love the subscriber count. I think we're at like 12,100, which is amazing, because I remember when I didn't have but like 100 subscribers, and some of you OGs out there know exactly who you are. I really appreciate your follow. But you know, if there's anything I could do for you guys, drop me a comment. Be entered into an 8-week bench or full power program giveaway that I'm going to do. Also, drop a question for me. I will answer that. Not all of them, but I will definitely go through at random, and I'll try to answer all of them. Some of them are going to be repeats, but I'm going to try to make a database of those so you guys can maybe have it on the website. Again, I said it earlier, but check out the website, benchonly.com. If you guys are looking for a training program for your bench, squat, deadlift, or all three, or one or the other, definitely check it out. benchonly.com/training is where my programs are. I actually have a free program. If you guys are shut down right now and you don't have a gym to go to, and you only have bands or maybe chains or just a few dumbbells, I know it's not ideal, but check out my website, benchonly.com, and look for the free Swimhack's No Gym Hack program. It's 100% free, and you guys hopefully can use that to at least maintain a little bit of strength. It's not going to help you to get super strong, but it's better than sitting on the couch. So check that out. If you guys are looking for something a little more custom, I would love to take you on as a coaching client, only if you fit the bill. And I want to make sure you're serious, that your goals are in line with what my goals are. And I can't take on everybody, but I do have I do have a few, let me say few, not free, few coaching spots available. And I would definitely, want to talk to you about it. So email me about the coaching spot, swimhack@gmail.com. We can talk about what your goals are, see if there's a fit. If for some reason you don't fit in now, maybe in the future, but at least we can explore some options for you guys and see what I can do to help you out. Or if maybe somebody else I know can help you out as well, because I like to work with other lifters, maybe pass you on if it's a better fit for somewhere else. I just want you to be stronger and you to be better as a person. But that is going to be it for this video. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I really, really appreciate you guys. I'm humbled by the fact that there's a lot of you guys that just follow me just to see what I'm doing. And of course, the lifts and that kind of cool stuff, those are going to continue. A lot of big goals on the horizon. I am in a bench-only cycle right now, meaning I'm going to put all my eggs into the bench basket to go ahead and put this 700-pound bench to rest. I mean, come on now. It's been forever, hasn't it? It's been like, what, 900 weeks? Anyways, so I'm not going to call it the road to 700 pounds on the series because I want to add a lot of other content to it. But the road to 700 pounds continues on, and it's going to continue on until it's done. That's the way goals are. You just do them until you get them. And if you never get them, at least you die trying. That's me right there. But you guys, I want you guys to stay cool. I want you guys to stay safe. I hope you guys, wherever you are in the world, your country is doing well. You're not on lockdown for too much longer. The world's hopefully going to get back into normal things, and we won't be having to deal with this junk for too much longer. But if you guys need anything at all, definitely hit me up on a DM on Instagram @Swimhack, swimhack@gmail.com as far as an email, and definitely leave a comment below. Share this video with your friends. Please share it. I'd love to spread the wealth. I don't know everything, but I like to share what I've done, the mistakes that I've made, seeing how I kind of approach lifting, approach life. I don't have all the answers, but I think I've done a pretty good job, and I'd like to share that with you guys. But anyways, I'm going to end this video this week. Expect more videos. I have got a lot of content, a new studio, new weight room, and it's going to be going straight to you guys. But thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time. Peace.